Afternoon, welcome to Scorched Earth Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon and Ascendant. If you don't know what your Moon or Ascendant sign is, have a look in the description box below. There's a link to Astrolabe. If you follow that and give them the information they ask for, they will give you your natal chart for free, and then you can come back and watch the videos for your Moon and Ascendant signs. Usual rules apply. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If there's nothing in here for you, you'll probably know within the first few minutes, to be honest. But I tend to think if you're drawn to watch a video, then there's probably something in it that you need to hear. Let's just get some cards out, shall we? Right. What can Cancer expect for the month of September? Fool, card of new starts. Like it. Cancer expect for the month of September. That's too many. It's literally just come up in exactly the same place for Sagittarius. It's the Wheel of Fortune, by the way. Absolutely beautiful card in this deck. And what can Cancer expect for the... That is so weird. That is also exactly the same card that Sagittarius just had in exactly the same position. How very odd. Perhaps you are dealing with a Sagittarius somewhere. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. It's complete material success. So... Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant. Why is the Fool here for Cancer? Got the Eight of Cups, card of walking away. Why is the Fool here? Woo. Okay. It's the Six of Wands, card of victory. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here for Cancer? Ten of Cups, complete emotional fulfillment. Good Lord, Cancer. Wheel of Fortune here. Seven of Cups reversed. Nine of Pentacles, independence. And the Nine of Wands. Well, these are all different cards that Sagittarius had to clarify. Well, it's just probably just as well, because I think my head might have exploded if you'd come out with virtually the same reading. You see how I shuffle. Clarifier at the bottom of this deck is the King of Swords. That's air energy, so that could be a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius person in your vicinity. It's the theme for the reading. More likely than not, it's thinking that's being employed by you at this moment. So, first card is the Fool. The Fool is literally the first card of the tarot, but it's numbered 0, and it's numbered 0 because it's the card of infinite possibilities, right? It's about taking a leap of faith. It's about jumping off that cliff and not knowing where you're going to land, but doing it anyway. You know, obviously that's kind of metaphorical. Don't want you actually jumping off cliffs. The point is, this is the card you see when you are about to embark into the unknown, into a situation that you haven't dealt with before. And you're doing it anyway. And that takes a great deal of bravery, actually. You know, and for all it's called the fool, it's not a foolish person. It's a fool as in an innocent, you know. And you're innocent because you are inexperienced in the ways of wherever it is that you're about to leap off into. It's a glorious card and it's very, very powerful. So that little rainbow there. I've got 2 rainbows in this spread. It's clarified by the 8 of Cups. Now, you don't have to be a professional tarot reader to work out what that means. You know, cups are our emotions and feelings and relationships, you know, interpersonal relationships of some description. It's anything that you have an emotional attachment to. So that could be your co-workers, it could be a person, you know, that you're in a romantic relationship with, it could be a friendship, it could be anything where there's a level of emotional attachment. And frankly, like most of us have an emotional attachment to a lot of things. Yeah, we do. Because it's the 8, the implication is that there's been some time and effort amassing all of these cups, right? This is not a, you know, a 3-month fling and you're like, fuck it, it's not working, I'm walking away. This is a relationship of whatever description that you have put time and effort and care into constructing. But now, for whatever reason, you have realised that this is not actually fulfilling your emotional needs. You know, the gap in the middle there is very obvious. There's a cup missing. The card up from the 8 is the 9, and that's wish fulfillment. You know, he's going off to look for his 9th cup because these ones aren't cutting it for whatever reason. The next card that you have is the 6 of Wands. So I don't think that actually, this is usually a card that's read with sadness, right? It's a sad thing. But it's coupled with the 6 of Wands, which is conspicuous victory. It's public victory. So either you're not quite as sad about this new start, whatever it is that you're walking away from, as you could be, or else other people are actually congratulating you. You know, maybe you've been stuck in a relationship which has been really bad for you, and you haven't really either acknowledged that or felt like you've been able to walk away from it for whatever reason. Now here you are walking away from it and people are going, fucking well done, about time, it's really, really good, you know, and you're doing it wholeheartedly because you're going into it with the energy of the Fool. Like this is a full-on new start. Maybe you're moving, you know, moving away from where, well, you know, whatever this situation is, literally geographically moving away as well as emotionally moving away. I have another card for one. We have a million cards apparently. I'll put those 2, those 3 back. Got that one. Jesus. Oh, okay. We're only getting one, apparently. We got the Emperor. If you've watched any of my videos before, when the Emperor comes up, you'll know that I actually don't have a great deal of time for the Emperor. He has some positive aspects, but I feel like his presentation here is, it could be read of one of 2 ways. So either this is about you taking your power back, right? You're leaving behind a situation which has been bad for you. You know, you're taking on the energy of the Fool, and you're leaving this behind, and you're either quite pleased with yourself, or other people are at least pleased with you, and this is because you're taking your power back, right? This is a card of control, right? Definitely self-control, but control of circumstances, control of your own environment. You know, maybe that's what this is referring to. The other way of reading this card is its kind of shadow aspect, which is the situation that you're moving away from, the person that you're moving away from, was an Emperor type, right? And so it's a bit of a control freak, domineering, always has to be in charge, you know. Or just walking around acting like a little emperor all the time. Like, I can see how that would get very tiring for someone. It doesn't have to be a man. This could be a woman. I've known plenty of women who would fit that description also. You know, take it as it resonates to you. The next card you have is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is, its most simplistic, it's fate, right? It's the wheel turning, and it's really wonderful that it should come after the Fool, because it means what you've done with your new start is you've closed a cycle and you've started a new one. And this card always comes up when there's going to be an improvement of circumstance in some way. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, a lottery win or something like that, but it's just a general improvement in your serendipity, if you like. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I might call this video Serendipity, actually. I don't know. But things are on the up, and they're going to be noticeably on the up. And it's as a result of what you've moved away from here. And the card that you've got to clarify is the Ten of Cups. Oh, for fuck's sake. You know, you went away looking for your Eight of Cups here, and you just leapfrogged to the 9 and went straight to the 10. Like, wow. And there's that rainbow again. Second rainbow. Well, there are 2 people depicted on this card, and there are 2 children, but I don't personally subscribe to the notion that to have a happy home you have to have the 2 parents, the 2 kids. You know, there are families come in all blends, shapes and sizes nowadays, and there isn't a one size fits all. But whatever fits you, that's what you're going after. It's a 10. And this is a 10. The cycle's ending, a new cycle's beginning. Something is coming in for you that is going to allow you to live a life more closely suited with what you want than you have been before. You know, there's either an obstacle is going to be removed from your way, or something new is coming in. And at the bottom of this deck we've got the 6 of Cups, which is children. So we've got children. We've got children. Like, take the situation as it resonates to you, but there's children around, I think. Why is the 10 of Cups here for Cancer? We've got the four of Cups, but it came in the reverse. So that's about gratitude for things. It's also actually Moon in Cancer, so it's your card. And there's a lot of Cups cards on the table anyway, so this is very, very cup heavy, very water heavy, so very Cancer heavy potentially. But it's coming in the reverse, which is great. It's about understanding the value of what you have, and the fact that it's come out underneath here, like maybe moving away from this situation as it is has actually give you a renewed appreciation for what it is that you actually do have that you thought you didn't, you know, like, because maybe you've been so wound up in your strife, whatever it was that you were walking away from, like you lost sight of what it is that you actually have, and your blessings are many. I mean, this is, you know, a better way to put this than the happy family would be the blessed life, I guess. Like, you have so much more around you than you actually thought you did, and now you're starting to really appreciate that because the distraction of the strife has gone. I like that. I like that very much. I just want one more card for the Ten of Cups. Yeah. Like, you've ended a cycle. And this card is the World card, and it's got the 4 fixed signs on it. So that's Leo, Aquarius, Taurus and Scorpio. So you could be dealing with one of those. That literally could be one of the signs that you're walking away from. But it doesn't have to be, because at the end of the day, you closed out a cycle, and it was a really important one. Like, for this to turn up on the same table that we've got this, you know, this is the end, this is the beginning. This is really exciting. You know, there's so much can be achieved in terms of improving your life altogether, just by learning to appreciate what you have and not losing sleep over what you do not have. Right? And the second card that you've got is the 7 of Cups in reverse. And it's got this shadowy figure at the bottom there, look. And there are cups with all these things in. Yeah, there's like there's a dragony thing, and there's a castle, and there's some treasure, and there's a victory leaf, and there's, you know, there's all of these things. And it means options often. I mean, to me, like, it often means all that glitters is not gold. You know, there's an illusory aspect to this. And when it's in the reverse, it makes me feel like you're starting to really understand everything around you. Actually, you're dropping your rose-tinted view of whatever it is, whatever it has been that's surrounded you, you know, whatever excuses that you made for such a long time about why you didn't employ this earlier. You know, it was a lesson for you. Like, everything's happened at the right time when it needed to. And you've learned the lesson, you've closed out the cycle, and you've moved on. But also, you know, you're really starting to see things for what they actually are. And that can only ever be positive. You know, like, I say ignorance is bliss, but I've never really got on board with that sentiment. I would rather know, you know, the grim, gritty reality. That's maybe because I'm just a jaded old bitch. I don't know. It's not. I'm really not. But I do like to know. You know, why is 7 of Cups reverse? Yeah. And in doing so, you're bringing harmony back to your own life. You know, I feel like you've been at the whim of somebody else, this Emperor character, you know, or this Empress situation, whatever it is. Like, I think you've been working a little bit too hard for everybody else. You know, you've been elevating everybody else's needs above your own. And you've done it because you thought it was the right thing to do. And many of us have been in that situation. But in doing so, you really have depleted yourself. And from somewhere, right in the depths of your body, you found the strength to do this. And it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. You can't fill from an empty cup and all that. And we've got the 2 of Pentacles again. Like, I say again because it's the next card, the next of the main cards. You know, it's Lord of Harmonious Change. So we've got two cards here that speak of balance, and you've got them both. You know, as you've started to understand your situation better, as you've dropped the you know, the fantasy of the situation, you start to understand it better. So now you are able to start bringing balance into your life. And here we are again, this Two of Pentacles. Yeah. The way's not going to be easy. Like, that's, you know, just know that. You know, if you look behind this person, like that sea is rolling around, you know, it's stormy. The tricky situations that you've been dealing with are not over yet. And just because you closed out one cycle, it doesn't mean that there won't be challenges in other cycles, because those challenges are here. Like, they're rolling around behind this character in the card. But the character in the card is standing on one leg. It's standing on one leg and balancing these pentacles. Because the secret is learning how to find your center. You know, and be able to stand on the ball of your foot, one foot, and balance all of these things while everything is twirling around and being chaotic around you. Yeah. And you're going to do that. You're going to be able to do that. The next card is the Nine of Pentacles, and that's a card of independence. You know, it's got a woman depicted on it, and she's, you know, she's stood in her garden, and she's all being all like, I don't need no man about it. You know, it doesn't have to be a woman though, it could be a man. But she's independent, she's autonomous, she's in charge of her own situation, and it fits very well with all the other cards that we've had before it. You know, there's no dependency here on anyone, whether it's financial, emotional, physical, whatever. She is absolutely in charge of herself. You know, I read somewhere someone saying that the most important thing on this card was the snail at the bottom there, because as a sign of independence there isn't a stronger one. That snail literally carries its home on its back. There's no dependency on anyone, anything, any circumstance, anything, right? That snail, wherever it stops, is its home. Yeah. And that's you. And you get there by balancing yourself, but then we do have the Nine of Wands, right? Although you've closed out the cycle, whatever this stressful cycle is, there are still challenges ahead, and it's gonna make you feel weary. Like, it just is. But this is how we grow. Yeah. And we don't get good at balancing things if we have literally nothing to balance in our hands. You know, you take it as it applies to you. But they are two nines. You know, both of these cards, they're not the tens. But you don't have the Ten of Wands on the table, but you do have the Ten of Pentacles as your shadow card, right? So on balance, there's that word again, on balance, you seem to be erring more towards the positive than the negative. You know, this is just shit that you're going to have to deal with, whether you like it or not, because it's just part of being alive, apparently. Like, why are these two nines on the table for Cancer? Ace of Pentacles. What did I just say? Right? You got your Nine of Pentacles. You add a single pentacle, there we go, to it, and what do you get? You get the Ten of Pentacles. You're really close, right? You're really, really close, and this is your Wheel of Fortune, like that. So the Ace of Pentacles can be a number of things, but what it absolutely is something material, right? It's something measurable, it's something corporeal, right? You can put your hands on it, you can detect it with your five senses. And it doesn't have to be a thing. Like, I'd love to say that this was a winning lottery ticket, but that's not really how these things work, you know. If your serendipity's kicking in, it's unlikely to be a winning lottery ticket, and it's more likely to be a nudge, somebody telling you that there's a particular job coming up that you might be well suited for, you know. It's the means to get the pentacles rather than the pentacle itself. Like, it could be an inheritance, it could be a lottery ticket, it could be all sorts of things, but it's more likely to be a new job or something like that. And it's coming up for you really soon, in fact. And the card at the bottom of this deck is the High Priestess, and she is absolutely counseling you to trust your gut. You know, use your intuition. If something strikes you as a good idea in the month of September, run with it. You know, that gut feeling about it. You just got a gut feeling that you should do something, you should go somewhere, you should speak to someone, you should just apply for that job and see what happens. Do it. Absolutely do it, because she's guiding you this month, and that's really important. Cool. I really liked your reading. So if you liked it also, please subscribe and do all that like shiny YouTube stuff. Or, you know, drop me a message. Oh, and drop me a message, actually. It's not an either or, you know, do both. Yeah, and I'll see you in, oh Christ, I'll see you in October. Right then, bye.